So it looks like Godzilla and Kong are saving theaters. Hi everyone, this is Josh, and today we're going to talk about Godzilla vs. Kong. This film was written by Eric Pearson and Max Borenstein. It was directed by Adam Wingard, who has had a very interesting trajectory as a filmmaker. He started his career off with some notable indie films like You're Next and The Guest, and has since then went on to make bigger budget films like the Blair Witch remake and the Death Note live action adaptation, which were terrible. Godzilla vs. Kong is sort of a continuation into his ventures making bigger budget films, but this is obviously much different genre-wise than those two previous films. Godzilla vs. Kong is the fourth movie in Legendary's MonsterVerse. It features an absurd plot that can essentially be boiled down to angry, massive lizard titan Godzilla wreaks havoc for some reason, while Kong and his handlers go on a journey to find out more about the origin of the Titans. Along the way, Godzilla and Kong fight each other, which is the only thing anyone cares about in this movie. The only other two films I've seen in this franchise is the first Gareth Edwards Godzilla, which was average, and part of King of the Monsters, which was not very good. The biggest issue with these types of films, whose whole purpose is to show monsters destroying things and fighting other monsters, is that they get bogged down very easily by the narrative they need to get to these big set pieces. In every one of these Godzilla films, including this one, I have not cared about a single character, and I am bored every time they are on screen. However, unlike the other two films I mentioned, this one definitely features a lot less of the human melodrama and more of the destruction. Brian Tyree Henry's character is kind of annoying, who's sort of this Alex Jones-esque comic relief, but even though he gets on my nerves, his absurd and spastic behavior matches the tone of the film perfectly. And I would much rather prefer a character like this than an overly serious one, which was a big issue with King of the Monsters. I had similar feelings about the villain, who was comically cringy. Just the whole presentation of this character and the corporation he runs is so silly. I love how he just passively recruits this washed up scientist and his daughter to go on this extremely dangerous mission to the center of the earth to find this power resource. Like, yeah, you guys can do it. Just take Kong with you and it will be great. Speaking of which, I also love how the scientist played by Alexander Skarsgård gets to bring Kong with him by simply asking his handler, played by Rebecca Hall, if it's okay. She's like, yeah, sure, I'll go with you. And the military also lends them a ton of ships, helicopters, airplanes, and other extremely expensive resources to transport Kong across the world, seemingly without any government approval. No one gives anybody any pushback for any of their ideas in this movie. Like, anybody can just do anything. It's so insane, but it's so funny, and it's hard to not enjoy what's happening. If you want a no bullshit monster flick that gets right to the point and gives you the over-the-top action and destruction, then you will like this. On a more serious note, I did like how Adam Wingard was able to still incorporate some of his style into the film, like the big fight in Hong Kong, which uses a lot of neon lights, something that also appeared often in the Death Note adaptation and The Guest. The soundtrack also sounded very similar to the soundtracks of those films at certain points, with this driving electronic music, which I liked quite a bit. Guys, I don't like monster movies that much. I don't take them very seriously, but this film doesn't take itself seriously, so it's hard for me to dislike it. It knows what it is, and it doesn't try to ground itself in reality. It doubles down on the nonsense, and I feel like it's pretty aware of that. If you can watch it in theaters, I definitely recommend that you do. It's very pretty, it's very big, it's very loud. It's kind of hilarious, and it's very weird that this may be the film to bring theaters back to life and get people to start going back to them finally. I'm going to give Godzilla vs. Kong a 3 out of 5. Thanks for watching this review, guys. I really appreciate it. Let me know what you thought about Godzilla vs. Kong in the comment section below. Leave a recommendation on a film or subject that I should talk about next while you're down there. And of course, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you can know when I drop the next review. Thanks again, guys. Stay healthy, stay well, and all that stuff, and I will see you in the next video. Take it easy. Bye.